I so desperately want to get back to normal Secret Life videos of like fun stuff and tips and tricks, and like every single week is more bullshit. Let me start by saying, please, all trolls, click away. This is not a fun video. I will delete all bullshit ass comments. This is some serious ish we're about to get into, so I don't need your views if you want to be an ass. This has become a no judgment zone. This video is for the humans whose human rights are being affected right now. I'm NoahGraceBensi. This is Secret Life of a Cam Girl, and unfortunately, let's get into it. First, I'd like to say I am so sorry for the wait. I wanted to post this video on Saturday, but it seemed like the longer I waited, the more responses and insight that I was getting. So I didn't want to like just post this for like the clickbait value. I really wanted to like come at you with some information, with some insight. I want to start by saying I'm waiting for a few more emails back that I've sent, like more responses, I mean. So there'll probably be a part 2. I'll get into that later. But for now, I just want to start an open discussion and just start dissecting all of this. And yeah. So when you hear the saying, sex work is the oldest profession, it's true. Sex work has been around since the dawn of time and since we started as humans. And to think of how many forms sex work has taken on, everything from the basic of sex work, which is the prostitutions, like the OGs, and then you have like obviously the porn stars and the fetish workers, and I mean, come on, obviously I don't have to keep going, the cam girls. Like, we were all in this, and it's evolving, and it's so beautiful in my opinion. So in my last video, we discussed all of the recent changes towards PayPal, Google Drive, and how they're not letting sex workers use their platform for business anymore. Unfortunately, nothing has changed on that level. Thankfully, OnlyFans is still letting us post porn. I hope that stays the same. Aside from that, nothing's changed, and it's only gotten worse. A staple pay source that a lot of models use, First Choice Pay, has recently gone into liquidation, and sites like YouCandy are really suffering. They can't even pay their models. I first got whiff of this on Twitter, and I didn't really think anything of it until I started getting a ton of DMs and a few emails of just panicked models. One model who stood out to me was Allison Sparks, who gave me a lot of information, probably about like 90% of information for this video. So shout out to Allison, you are so awesome. She brought to my attention forums like Camgirl chats, where girls can openly discuss their concerns for the industry. She also requested this video. Well, she was the first to request the video. Then while Alice and I were speaking, Sam Phillips' e-mag came out, the Single Life Daily, with a Rolling Stones article in it with the headline, "The war on sex workers needs to stop now." I think this was the moment when I realized this has become way bigger than sites hating on sex workers. This is paraphrased from part of the Rolling Stones article, and I'll link the whole article down below. I also want to apologize because I will be looking down a lot because I want to read word for word everything that's going on. I don't want this to be memorized and messed up. On Wednesday last week, President Trump signed a new bill. And it was kind of like one of those mixed bills that were cloned as one thing and then affected way more than it was for. And that was a mix between the Senate's Stop Enabling Sex Trafficking Act and the House's Fight Online Sex Trafficking Act, which amends Section 230 of the 1996 Communications Decency Act, making online platforms now liable for content uploaded by their users. Dozens of online platforms that were used to advertise their services and screen clients changed their terms of services, blocking access from the US or shut down completely. Backpage, Rentboy, Redbook are now on the list of seized platforms. They also mentioned the fact that the sex workers involved that weren't involved in the sex trafficking weren't, like, there weren't any charges pressed against them. Like, that's any better, but whatever. So, like I was saying earlier, I emailed a few of these companies with no avail, but I can understand that they're probably getting, like, a huge flood of emails. So I'm expecting to, like, receive at least some type of responses back by the end of the week. So a few days ago, I put out a tweet to everybody telling them to DM me if you're in the sex industry and you want to make a comment about all of the recent craziness going on. And I was really surprised. I got a ton of responses, a ton of questions, and it was just sad and alarming. And I mean, I'm honestly scared. So I decided to just add a few of the responses that stood out the most to me in this video, and then just have some open conversation going on in the comments below. Hopefully to shed more light on this situation. It's just a lot. So I'm going to start with my girl Allison. By the way, Allison also has a blog, and I'm going to link that below too. I'm going to link everything below, so make sure you check out the little, like, what do you call it, bio comment caption box thingy. I also want to comment that a lot of new pay sources that are similar to one source, such as Paxum, has not answered a lot of models yet, and I really do think it's due to this whole liquidation seizing act. So be careful if you are signing up for Paxum right now, because I'm just thinking everybody should go direct deposit until all of this is fixed. Anyway, back to Allison. I'm going to read it off my phone. She said, when I first saw all of these articles and news about the SESTA, etc., I thought that it was only going to affect US cam models, so I didn't worry much about it until the FCP literally blew up in everyone's faces. And then I realized, fuck, I'm affected too. I think this is really, 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 really important to note, because it's human not to exactly care about something until it's directly affecting you. So everyone watching this video, whether you're in Germany or Canada or wherever you are, this is affecting all of us. This is not just Trump. This is not just the US. At the moment, it barely makes sense to me. Like, sure, stop sex trafficking. It's a good idea. But making all of the sex workers go underground and endangering their lives is just fucked up. If you have 2 bad eggs in the basket, you should just take them out and use the good ones, right? Not throw out the entire basket. Ugh. Why? We need more people who raise awareness about sex work and how it's okay to do such a job. It's so sad, and I completely agree with it. Oh my goodness. I have so many comments about this because I feel like the normies sitting at home feel like sex workers are being glamorized with everything from rappers and people wearing shirts that say Pornhub across them, and Cardi B is a famous rapper now, and I get it. I think it's definitely making us a bit more approachable, but glamorizing is not acceptance. And unfortunately, we need acceptance. And thankfully, we do have a few people that are definitely speaking for us. Cardi B included, Amber Rose, um, list goes on, but it's still, it's not being recognized the way it's supposed to be recognized. And it's getting worse. And I don't have to keep talking about how scary it's getting, so let's continue. Then I get a DM from my girl overseas, and I'm so sorry if I butcher your name. I'm American. We suck. Anyway, Pettivot. I'll put her name. I'll put it down below. She's super cute, super cool. That someone wants to talk to me. So of course I'm like, let me add her so she can DM me. And she directed me to a 60-year-old retired sex worker who speaks Dutch. So I want you to bear with me. The message was a little bit scrambly. Obviously, English isn't perfect, but it just goes to show what's going on and how scary it is and how it's not just America. So let me get my phone. Okay, so Barbara said, today it's 5 years ago that they closed our windows because of human trafficking. 325, sex workers lost their work. Professor Dr. Gina Segal from UU said there was no human trafficking, but the industry loves to see us as a victim. I worked on the boats of Zienpad in Ukraine. Dina Segal writes, closing brothels is closing eyes, which I think is a very important quote, because we really are. Closing all of these things down isn't going to erase this problem, and it's just going to make everyone else go underground. She is in Washington, and I loved her book. We have pride in the Netherlands, but we don't do anything for sex workers. I managed to come to the Department of Justice and do an audit investigation for fraud by proud board members. I wrote a letter to the mayor of Ukraine yesterday that I wanted to start a collection of the Netherlands to decriminalize sex work. I don't like the Red Umbrella Foundation. Also, fraud bur bad people. I'm getting sick when I see the Red Umbrella. I was not allowed to join Proud as a member. Corruption and I managed to show that it took me 3 years, but I managed it. Soros used us. Don't think she is crazy. They wrote about me that I was a hard drug user and had PTTS. They wrote that to the newspapers. That is what Proud did. I worked together with the police, and it was great to work with them. Give another sound, the sound of a strong sex worker, because we are all great. And a victim, she will ask us to help her. I helped one woman, and her pimp got 64 months. Stigma kills, and I am not afraid of stigma. I'm not a cam girl. I am a window woman. I'm nearly 6 years old. I lost my work last week from intimidations of proud members. They came to my work, but they were not allowed because I am protected by the Department of Justice. So, in all honesty, this does go to show that when we're in trouble directly, if we make enough noise, we may get a tiny bit of help. But not all of us have that ability. Not all of us can make a lot of noise or have the chance to make a lot of noise. And again, taking away those resources and not implying rights instead is just detrimental. This also shows all of the slander that's going on and all of the stupid stigma and stereotypes and daddy issues, drug problems, post traumatic stress. Like, not all of us are damaged. Like, we're all just human. And actually, no, all of us are damaged because all humans are damaged. We've all been through shit. So to label, oh, you're a sex worker because you had this problem in your life. We all have problems. That's not a reason to be a sex worker, and that's not a reason she's a sex worker or you become a sex worker. So, no, you can't relate those two things. And it's ridiculous that the government, these people are just letting these stigmas because, they want to erase us. So they're like, hey, if the general public thinks that all of these sex workers are drug addicts with daddy issues, then they're going to sign these bills and help us just erase the industry completely. And that is so frightening. Like, fuck that. Last thing I want to read was a text message from my girl Skylar, who brings up 4 super important points. And yeah, let's get into it. It's so funny. She goes, girl, I'll give you a statement. I said it. She goes, first, I blame Stormy Daniels and all of the little hoes that fucked the president and whoever else in that damn government house. They knew damn well if they did this would have come up. But little did they know that the government is just going to make an example out of these bitches. Number 1, they closed down all the fucking escort sites because of sex trafficking, which is good because no one under the age of 18 should be forced into sex slavery. But it's affecting those who are sex workers and enjoy their jobs. 2, it's affecting the porn sites because soon they are trying to pass a law saying that porn is just prostitution on camera, which you can get jail time for. Number 3, all adult websites have to move their domain hosting out of the USA. And number 4, adult platforms are slowly being torn apart due to the new law. And this is all true, and this is all going to be affecting us as a whole. So I think we can all agree that sex trafficking is a problem and that it needs to be stopped. And I think we can also all agree that any law against sex trafficking is a good law. But forgetting the sex workers and seizing these platforms with absolutely no middle ground is crazy to me. It's like getting a roach in your house and instead of buying Raid, you just light your house on fire. Like, problem solved. No. Like, porn stars are scared that porn is going to get banned. Like, what kind of BS North Korean Kim Jong-un bullshit is that? Like, imagine. I've also received DMs from moms in the industry that are scared they're gonna lose their kids when they took these jobs to give their kids what they see as a better life. This bill created a very, very slippery slope. A life that we are so accustomed to is being challenged right now. And I really, really want to hear how everyone feels about it. What's your plan B? How far do you think this will go? I mean, have you been affected by any of this so far? Like I said, I'm linking everything below. If you choose to ignore everything that I link below, at least read the Rolling Stones article. You have to read it. And please, 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 as you give this video a thumbs up, can you please share this video to bring awareness and to raise our voices up? I think it's really, really important to circulate this issue and talk about it. I will see you next week with updates and hopefully a fun video. I'll still be doing Fetish Thursday videos, but until some of the smoke dies down, I just don't see any point in being like cute cam looks. Like, I'm just not, it's just, I feel like I should be wearing black and like a veil. Like, my industry is dying. All right, guys, be safe. Sorry for the outfit change. Respect the Hoff, right? Okay. I just wanted to back up a bit and end this video with just a few tweets that I've gotten about what sex work has done to change our lives, what it means to us. And I just thought some of these were really touching, and I'm just gonna put them at the end with some cute music and just take a little read. All right, bye again. Hoff says bye too.